Okay, sorry guys. I was speaking and same problem. Same problem also happened in the last class, right?
Okay, sorry guys, I was speaking.
My bad. Okay, apologies. Now we will be sharing the entire screen. Everything is fine. Same like the last class, right? I was speaking and I have been speaking from the past 5 minutes. Anyways, welcome to the stream, guys. Satyajit Pattnaik here, and those of you don't know, this is the third class of the end-to-end Power BI series. Okay, and sorry for the last 5 minutes. I have been speaking, but it was not audible because I was not added to the stream. Now, uh, as we all know that in the previous classes we talked about various concepts, right? We talked about Power BI, we talked about Power BI services, Power BI architecture, we talked about query Power Query Editor, we talked about appending, merging, applied steps. So a lot of things has been covered. I would say around 60-70% of the courses is covered. The rest 30% will be covered today, and definitely the next class, which is scheduled on 10th of April, is going to be on the live dashboard. Right? Everybody is clear with the agenda, and I'm trying to cover as much as possible in the 4 weeks program. Uh, Definitely whatever you need for your next Power BI job, this entire free series will cover around 80-90%. So you don't have to take any paid courses outside. After these classes are over, it's up to you how you practice it. Okay, so a brief overview about the previous classes. We talked about all these things. We all started with Power BI desktop. We talked about Power BI service in the first class on 20th of March. We talked about integration, we talked about Power Query Editor, how was the user experience, data profiling tools, which is very important for a data analyst to perform the column quality, column distribution, and all those things, how to perform group by dialogues, what exactly are applied steps, what is appending and merging. And in the last class, the very last class, which was conducted on 27th of March, we covered each and everything about DAX. Okay. And DAX honestly is a huge ocean. So we have covered around 60-70% of the DAX scenarios, but there could be more DAX functions as well, which you need to practice it. Okay. We talked about the basic DAX functions. We talked about measures and calculated columns. We talked about implicit measures. We talked about aggregation, filtering, calculate functions. We talked about date time functions. So a lot of things were covered in the last class. So potentially previous class was the most important class. Do not miss that. If you have missed it, please go and watch out that. Okay. So today, without wasting much time, we'll quickly jump into the agenda. I'll not take questions at the moment. Maybe I'll take the questions in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can post it in the chat box and I will get back to you. So, how much time have we wasted so far? Only 6 minutes, which is okay. So we still have around 1 hour 54 minutes to cover. And as usual, our classes gets extended to 15-20 minutes more. So we'll quickly get started. Okay. So happy Sunday. Tooltips and drill throughs. Now, tooltips and drill throughs are one of the most important concepts in Power BI. Okay. Now, why do we use tooltips and drill throughs? Just imagine this thing. It is always recommended whenever you are working on a dashboard. Let's say I am working on a dashboard. What I usually do is, as I told you, that I first do something on my pen and paper. I create dashboards, layouts. Let's say I want a layout like this, then I want a layout like this, and so on. Right? So there could be multiple scenarios where you might have to end up with a lot of visualizations, lot of reports, and within one report there could be a lot of visualizations. Now, when you have lot of visualizations in your dashboard or on your report, that makes the report very heavy, and it is very clumsy as well, because if the user sees your report for the first time and he's seeing like hundreds of 7 or 8 graphs, so it's very clumsy for the user to understand where where do I have to see, what to see. Okay, so in order to restrict that, always have restricted visualizations, which basically means what if I just have four visualizations, and if the user wants to know more about this visualization, they can probably click through and go to another page. That is fine. Okay, but if you have more visualizations in one dashboard on one report, that makes it very clumsy, so it's not recommended. So even as a best practices, we usually tell restrict your page or report or dashboard to a certain number of visuals. Okay, so let me clear it out. Okay, so this is all about tooltips. Now we will be learning how to create tooltips. Similarly with drill throughs also, I will tell you how drill throughs work. Okay, so we'll quickly jump into the practicals part, Power BI desktop, and update Power BI. Okay, I don't want to update. So give me a second. Okay, so this is how my Power BI looks like, and what we will do is we will take a churn file. So let me see if I have a churn prediction file. Churn. Churn modeling. Okay, I'll be taking this particular file, and definitely after the class is over, you will get all the files, everything in the same link, right? If you forget the link, I think the link was already given on WhatsApp, and on, I think it is given in the description as well. But if you don't have it, you know where to go. This is my GitHub ID, and then go to this Power BI training session, and day 3 will be uploaded after today's class. Okay. So going back, going back to Power BI. So this is how my data looks like. I have row number, customer ID, surname, credits, blah blah blah. I will load it. Okay. Now let me just create a simple and a small dashboard. Let me just create a small dashboard. So let me add, and then I will show you how to create tooltips. Okay. So I will have gender, gender. Okay. That's one. Maybe I'll add one more. Maybe I'll add one more. Okay. 1 second. Let me give a border. Okay. And then we'll create another one, the final one. So this is our final one. So here what we can give, do we have tenure or age? Yes, age is there. Maybe something like this. Okay, or else we'll just create it something like this. Okay, now here I will just change gender to something else, maybe geography. And here I will change gender to something else, maybe exited. Okay, so this is how my graph looks like. This is how my dashboard looks like, right? Now, what is tooltip? Let's try to understand that. So by default, tooltip is nothing but something which is visible when you hover your mouse on a particular graph. Okay, that's the easiest explanation of tooltip. Tooltip is something which is which basically shows you on top of a visualization when you hover your mouse on top of it. Now talking about this particular dashboard, this particular visualization, if I am hovering, you can see on hover it is showing me gender male and count of gender something. This is nothing but my tooltip. Okay, but by default it is showing you the tooltip, right? So why are we even learning about tooltips? So why we are learning about tooltips? Because we will be showing a graph in a tooltip. Okay, that's our main goal. So what I will do, I will name this as home, and I want to create another visualization that I want as a tooltip. When I hover on male, I should be able to see the age distribution of male. When I hover on female, I should be able to see the age distribution of female. How can we achieve it? See, one idiotic way of achieving is you simply create another dashboard here, maybe here, and make it look clumsy, something like this. And here what you do is add your age and gender as a legend. Right now, if you are clicking on this, your male is selected. If you are clicking on this, your female is selected. Right, but I don't want that. If you want this, maybe you can bombard your report or your dashboard with multiple visualizations. Right, I don't want this. I want this as a tooltip. If the user is hovering, then the user should be able to see a graph. So I will delete it. Maybe I'll copy it and I will expand it. Now I will create another page. Let's say I will name it as gender tooltip. Okay. See, the advantage of tooltip is that you can also hide that particular sheet. So the user will not be able to see the report. They will not be able to see this page. They will only be able to hover on this graph and they will be able to see that graph. Okay. How is that possible? I will do that. So I have copy pasted it here. Before that, what I will do is I want to convert this particular page as a tooltip. Okay. See, now I have two pages, right? I have home page and I have gender tooltip. Simple. If this page is not a tooltip page, that option will not be visible on home. If I go to home, if I go to this graph, I'm clicking on this graph. If I'm clicking on formatting options, you can see tooltip is turned on, but page, I'm not able to see any page. Why this particular page is not visible here? Because this page is not a tooltip page. So in order to have the tooltip, first you need to change the page to a tooltip page. So now I will change it to a tooltip page. Click anywhere on the page. That means your page is activated now. Go to the formatting options and then go to page information. Turn on this tooltip. Turn on. Done. Now go to page size. Change it to tooltip. Now you can see your tooltip looks like this. Now you add your graph. Okay. So this is how my graph looks like. I will do some minor changes. I don't want this auto-generated title, which looks very bad. So I will change my title to age distribution. Okay, age distribution. And gender is female and male. There are two legends that are available here, right? If I click on this graph, the legend is gender. The values are count of gender, and the age is the axis is age. Okay. So that means at a particular age, how much female and how much male are. So at age 35, there are 209 female and 265 male, right? I don't have to explain about this particular graph. Now, this page is a tooltip page, right? I'll go to my home page. Now I will click on this graph. Now I click on this formatting options and I go to tooltip. And now I go to this page. Wonderful. Gender tooltip is visible, right? That means this particular page is visible as a tooltip. Now, if I do this, done. Now you can see when I'm hovering, I'm able to see a graph like this, right? Now, why did I change the page size? I will explain that also. Let's say I'm creating another tooltip page, gender tooltip 2. Okay. And I'm creating the same. I will create the same structure. I have created the same graph. Okay. Now, okay, let me just change this page to a tooltip page, page information tooltip. Okay. This page is now a tooltip. But in my page size, I am not changing it anything. Right. Now I will just make it a full size page. I'll go to home page. I'll click on this graph. I'll go to formatting options. I'll go to tooltip. Definitely these two pages will be visible, right? Now let's say I'm selecting the second page. Now you will see what is the problem with this particular tooltip. If you click on this, you can see such a huge graph, right? And sometimes users will be so irritated by looking at this. when you try to hover on something and you are expecting a visualization, you are expecting it in a very short format, in a very smaller format, in a tooltip format. So this is the drawback in this particular page. So sometimes it depends. If you are showing multiple graphs, in that case you can have something like that, right? Let's say you are showing multiple graph. In that case it's okay. Now it looks good. But if you are showing a single graph, it is always recommended to change it to a tooltip format. So click anywhere on the page, go to your page size, change it to a tooltip. Okay, done. So this is all about tooltips. Now you can see, I will also show you one thing. One second. I'll also show you one thing, that what is the advantage of tooltip. Right click and hide this page. You can see this page is hidden, right? I can only see the home page. Now, as I'm using Power BI desktop, I'm able to see both the pages. But how the user will see this? You can see what I will do is I'll just save this. I'll mark it as tooltips. Okay. And then I will publish it. Publish it to our YouTube classes. Is Tableau open source? Tableau public is open source. Tableau, other versions of Tableau is not open source. So we have already published the dashboard. Now I'll go to my go to my I'll go to my workspace, YouTube classes, and you can see the tooltips report is visible here, right? If I am clicking on this, do I see another page? I don't see another page because I have only published one page. This particular page is a hidden page for the user. So the user is able to, okay, he's not able to see because we haven't added it. So maybe I will change the tooltip to gender. Yes. Replace successful tooltips. You can see the user is able to see the tooltip, but he is not able to see the second page. He does not know what is the name of this page. See, now I will do one thing. I will unhide it and then publish it again. Make a note of it, okay? So I don't see any secondary page. Okay, I'm only seeing just one page. Now I have just made it unhidden and I'm publishing it again. Successful. Now what I will do, I'll just refresh the page. Now you can see two pages. Now the user is able to see two pages. So it is always recommended to hide the tooltips. Okay, so that user can only see it when he is hovering. That's it. Why do you have to show this tooltip, right? So it is always recommended to hide it and publish it. Okay, this is all about tooltip. So now we will quickly just publish it again and quickly jump into the next topic, which is drill throughs. So successful. Now I'll click on my YouTube classes and I'll go to tooltips. You can see nothing is visible. So this tooltip is visible, but other things are not visible. Okay, done. Now I'll move into the next topic, which is my drill throughs. Now, what will happen in drill throughs? I will create another page. I will name it as drill through gender. Okay, drill through gender. Let's say I'll create a visualization. I'll take the questions at the end. So let me just finish it because we have so many things to cover. But I will make sure I will cover it in the end. Okay, don't worry. So I will take something in the access and then something in the legend and then values in the gender. And then what I will do here is, you can see add drill through fields here. So I will add gender as a drill through field. Okay. So in this particular graph, my gender is added as a drill through. Now, what does that mean? That means whenever you see a gender column, let's say you see gender here, if you right click, you will be able to see the drill through page. You can see you are able to see this particular page. Now, this page, you can see this. For male, this is the thing. So sometimes what happens is, you want to show multiple things for a particular gender. Let's say you want to show this, you want to show this, you want to show this. Border, border. Okay. Now let's just beautify it for few seconds. Done, done. And then I will add, let's say for gender, you want to see the bar chart for okay, something like this, exited or not. Ah, oh, it's a line chart, my bad. Okay, why it is showing, 1 second. Instead of geography, I will add exited. Why? I think I need to do some changes here, but yeah, it's okay. So maybe these are some absurd random graphs. So what is the idea behind drill through? The drill through's idea is that if your user wants to know more about this particular section, the user wants to know more about this gender. Oh, I'm interested in male. So what I need is, for that particular male section, what are the different other information that I have, so that you can use a drill through graph for that, so that the user can navigate to the other page. Drill throughs can also be hidden. So for example, now you can see the drill through is hidden, but you will still be able to drill through. If you just publish it, it will be the same like tooltip. So tooltips and drill throughs, logically speaking, if you have one graph, we usually use tooltips. If you have more detailed explanation, in that case you can use your drill throughs. So in Power BI, multiple in Power BI, the documentation in the Microsoft official documents are very well explained. If you want to understand more about it, you can also understand going through these particular sections. Okay, so this is all about drill throughs. So what I will do now is, I will just publish it in my YouTube classes, replace it, and then I'll go to my successful. Yes. You can see nothing is visible, right? Just my home screen is visible. My tooltip is visible, but I don't know if it is in a separate sheet or what. My drill through is also visible. You can see, right? So just don't go with the graphs. The graphs are randomly populated, but the idea is clear, right? Whenever you want to drill through, you have to select a particular column. Let's say you want to drill through the exited column for customers who have exited or not. In that case, you want to understand more patterns. For example, for a particular type of customer like this one basically means people have left the company. Zero means people are still in the company. Now if you want to know more about this particular section of people, you want to create a drill through page by providing exited as a drill through column. Okay, so that's the whole idea behind tool tips and drill throughs. And these two are one of the most important topics in Power BI when it comes to your best practices, because we always recommend, if you have more charts, always use tooltips and drill throughs. Okay, so this slide will talk about the best practices. Organize your code. Okay, very important slide as well, because many people don't follow it. I myself validate a lot of Power BI projects, lot of Tableau projects. People do not follow this technique. Whenever you are using Power BI, always create a separate table for measures. What does this mean? I will give you an example. Okay, so let's say this one, I will just save it. Now I'll create another instance. Yeah, you can create tooltips for more than one report, doesn't matter. Okay, so the idea behind this first topic, which is why do we need to create a separate table for measures? Just imagine, I will not be able to show multiple graphs or multiple files, but let's see if I can. Let's say we have this churn modeling file. Okay, I'll load it. And imagine I have 5 such queries. Okay, let me just, okay, let it load, and then we'll go to transform data. So let's say I do not have multiple files. Just imagine you are working on multiple files. Okay, let's say you are working on 10 files or 5 files. So this is where, let's say I'm duplicating these queries. Now I have 4 queries, right? Let's say this is query 1. Just imagine query 1, query 2, query 3, query 4. Okay, I'll close and apply. Now what happens is, when you start creating measures, for example, you wanted to create a measure for this particular query. See, as an example, I am taking the same query, but just imagine you are working on multiple queries. Okay, you are working on customer data, complaint data. So all these different data are in different files. Okay, imagine that way. So let's say I want to create a measure for this particular table. So I want to find the total record count. So count rows, and here I will pass turn modeling. That's it. Done. Right. Now you can see, when I created this measure is created inside this particular query, right? Now, when you work on complex case studies, when you work on complex data sets, there are high chances that you end up creating 20, 30, 40, 50 measures, right? So when you have multiple measures in different queries, now you are a developer, you will be able to find your measures, right? You will be able to find your measures. But what if somebody else, some other another developer is working on your dashboard? You are on leave, for 1 week, you have gone to Kullu Manali, somebody else is working on your dashboard, he will be pissed off. Why? Because he will not be able to find where are these measures created. So it's always recommended to have measures in a separate query. So how can you create a separate query? Simple technique. Right click, create a new blank query. Name it something. Let's say measures. Okay. Table cannot be a string. Okay. Whatever it is. Now I'll just close and apply. Here I will try to rename it measures query. Okay. So this is my measures query. Now whatever measures I create, I will create under this. Okay. So first one I will create, let's say record count for table 1 equals to count rows of turn modeling. Another measure, I will create now another measure, count rows for table 2, churn modeling table 2. Now you can see, when somebody is looking at your dashboard or looking at your queries, they will get all the queries in a particular blank query, right? So this is a separate query that has been created specially for the measures, and you will be seeing all the measures here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it's a very systematic way of working, right? And that is why it is considered as one of the best practices. So the second point in best practices will be limit your visuals that we just studied in tooltips and drill throughs. As visuals interact with each other, if we have more visuals, it might take a lot of time to refresh. Tooltips and drill throughs can be used. Okay, so tooltips and drill throughs are very much recommended in case you want to limit your visuals, right? The third step, process as much data as required in the original source. What does this mean? This means if you are working on a database, right? Your database is something customer churn. It has 1 million records. When you are creating a dashboard, right? Your work as a Power BI developer is to create a dashboard, right? Now, when you are creating a dashboard, do you need 1 million records? Of course, if you want to analyze, yes, you need it. So for analyzing, you can separately take it to your Python code and perform your analysis, right? I'm just talking about the visualization part. For visualization, do you need 1 million records? I, at least I will not take. If I am working on my dashboard, I will not be using 1 million records because I know the pain. I have worked on various Power BI dashboards in past. I know the pain. Okay, so when you work on 1 million, 2 million, 3 million records, in that case, your Power BI queries are too slow, takes a lot of time to get live data. So what I will do is I will work on a 1,000 record set or a 5,000 record set. I will start creating my visualization. Once my visualization is ready, then I will change my data source. That is what I do. Okay, now I will teach you the practical applications of this, how to do it. Now just imagine. So I'm just telling to imagine, right? I'm not showing anything. Let's just show something. I will directly connect with MySQL database and I will show you. There is a small announcement which I will make at the end of the session. It's nothing but announcement about our next class. So one short update is that I would not be available on my channel from 14th of April till first week of May. So there will be no live classes. That is the reason I'm winding up Power BI on 10th of April. But I will be resuming the live classes from probably this weekend or this weekend. And the next class will be again a 6 or 8 hours of program on SQL. So I'll be teaching everything about MySQL. It all, I mean, everything, stored procedures, Windows functions, joins, everything will be taught in the SQL classes. So again, if you are a part of the WhatsApp group, you can enjoy that. I will also be creating another WhatsApp group for SQL because there will be some public from Power BI who would not be interested in SQL, right? However, I recommend everybody to learn SQL because if you are in your journey for data analyst, SQL is a must. Okay, my voice is audible, right, guys? Give me a confirmation, because or else I'll, one second, I'm not able to hear myself. Everything is all right? Yes. Okay, great. Thank you for being proactive. Okay, so if you haven't liked the stream, please like it. Okay, so now I will try to connect our Power BI with MySQL. I'm just showing you the motive behind this particular step, that what do you mean by process as much as data. Okay, so let's say I will log into my MySQL database. Again, details of this particular MySQL will be covered later, but for the time being, just enjoy what is being taught. New query tab. Now this is my, I also teach in Hong Kong, and that was my Hong Kong students. Okay, let it be. Use customer. I don't know. I think this is the table there where I have data. Maybe. So let's show employee. Okay. I think there was okay. I don't remember. Churn. Yes, we have use churn. So this is the database that I'm using, and I have this table called as telecom churn. Okay. Now the idea behind this particular statement is very clear. That means whatever data I need, I will be taking that to my Power BI. So how much records do I have here? I mean, this is a public data set, so I would be having 7,000. Okay, I have 10,000 records, right? Imagine you have 1 million records. Now I will not be using this query, right? What I will do is I will just limit it to 1,000 or 5,000 based on my needs. Let's say I'm limiting it to 1,000. So this is my 1,000 records. Now I will be using this query. Either what I will do is I will export this data, save this as churn 1,000 or something like that, and then use that file in my Power BI. That is one option. Churn 1,000. That is one option, right? So I have 1,000 records here. I'm loading it. Another option is I will directly use this query, create a MySQL connection, and then use this query. So second option I will also show you. Let's say go get data, go to more, go to MySQL database. How to get added to the groups? I think there will be some WhatsApp groups in the description below. Just check it out. One group is full, so join the second one. And people who are in the first group request you not to join the second one. Okay. Database, I'm using the churn database. Advanced option. See, server, why localhost? Because my server is in my local system. Okay, so localhost. Database churn. Why? Because I'm using the churn database. Simple. SQL statement is optional, but I am going to use this query because I want only 1,000 records. So click on OK. You will be seeing only 1,000 records here. Load. So these are the two different techniques which you can use, and you can, and then you start working on your dashboard. Once your dashboard is ready, what you need to do is, let's say I'm just deleting this one. Okay. Deleting this one. Let's say you have created your dashboard. Then simply what you need to do, you simply have to go to your advanced editor and change your query. That's it. Okay. I will also show you practicals. Let's say I will create a small dashboard. We'll create again a very small dashboard on this gender something. We'll have gender, I will have gender. Okay, something like that. And we'll also add the label so that we can compare the results. So I'm hiding the field. Oh, oh, there is some format. How automatically Power BI got updated? I was using the older version. Now this is not good. How can it automatically get updated? Okay, anyways. How to add labels, data labels. Okay, you can see, imagine I have one visualization. This is my final dashboard. Okay, and it has 1,000 records, 533 and 467. Imagine this is my final dashboard. Everything is ready. Now what I need to do, I need to go to my transform data. I need to go to my query, advanced query, and I will change it. That's it. Permission is required. You have to edit permissions. Yes. Done. Close and apply. Automatically, yeah, you can see the data has been refreshed. Okay. So this is the beauty. And this is also a best practice, right? You always process whatever is required. Another step inside your best practices is going to be certified visuals. What does this mean? This means always use certified visuals. What is certified visuals? If you go to your visualizations, hmm, okay, if you go to this visualizations, three dots, get more visuals. Okay, why it is asking for continue? Great. Why? Good. Very good. Expected. All of a sudden, how it signed me out? Best practices. Publish it. I forgot my password. 1 second. Let me just give me a second. Give me a second, okay? I'll just try to CHQ. Hmm. Yes. Verification code. Let's wait. Give me a second. Okay, I got it. 386449. Next. Done. Okay. Okay, so we are signed in. Now, I don't want to publish. I wanted to show you the certified visuals, right? So go to your visual marketplace, and here you can see wherever you see this blue sign, Power BI certified, it is always recommended to use only certified visuals because they are tested and others are not tested. So it's up to you how you want to risk it. Okay. So that's the whole idea about this one. The next advice is going to be use a lighter background. Well, again, this particular recommendation was given to me by various Power BI experts, but personally speaking, I don't like this particular advice because I personally like dark background. So it all depends. Users could like dark backgrounds, they could like light background as well. So it all depends upon your client. So what I will suggest you here is always use your company colors and then take feedbacks from your clients on if they like your dashboard or not. Or else, sometimes what people do is they also give a background change kind of button. You can also toggle your background. You can make it a dark theme, you can make it a lighter theme. Okay, maybe on this particular topic I will create a video which I will post it in couple of days, but in this particular class I will not be teaching you how to do that. Okay, so these are the different best practices advice that I wanted to give. Okay, so how many likes do we have in this video? We are 60 people watching this video. There are 15 people who are silently watching. They are not liking the stream, it seems. Please like the video, guys, because it helps. Okay. So the next step is going to be relationship. The next part is going to be Power BI relationship. Again, is going to be very, very important. Now, what exactly do you mean by Power BI relationship? Relationship means relationship is an English word, right? So relationship means relationship. So if you are working on two tables, how these two tables are related to each other? They could be related using a primary key. So a column which is customer ID could be a primary key in this table. That customer ID could be visible here. In that case, you can easily join and combine the results, right? Automatically, if Power BI sees this kind of relationship, like Power BI and sees a column like customer ID, which is a primary key here, and is kind of a foreign key here, automatically Power BI will create relationships. But sometimes there are multiple scenarios where your Power BI will not be able to understand the relationship, so it will not create. In that case, if you as an analyst, you know that these two particular tables are related to each other, then you will create the relationships manually. Okay, relationship is nothing but you are creating relationships within multiple tables using some common columns. Okay, so I will again jump into my Power BI. I will create a new file. How to create? Maybe I'll close it and open a new one. It is asking for update, but automatically how it has updated? You can see now it is back to the old one. Something is wrong with Power BI. Okay, why it is asking for to sign in? I'm already signed in. Power BI has gone mad, I think. Okay. So we'll create relationship. Okay, you can see relationship is seen here. Okay, something like this. So for relationships, I have two tables. Okay, one is menu table and one is stock table. Let me just show you how this table looks like. One is this one, manufacturer table, which has product IDs, which has product names, which has dates, and which has quantities. Okay, but is product ID unique here? No. You can see 115. Asus gaming monitor has been ordered twice, has been manufactured twice. Once on 15th of December, one 16th on December. 12 pieces, 12 pieces, right? So product ID is not a primary key here. Okay. Talking about the second table, again product ID is here, but again product ID is not unique. There are two Asus gaming monitors. One was the stock, one is for EMEA location, one is for Asia Pacific location, and these are the two different stock numbers. Okay, clearly speaking, yes, product ID is common in both, right? So we will see if Power BI is able to create a relationship or not by default. So here it is asking for sheet 1. I will load it. People are leaving the stream, maybe they are not liking it, or maybe they will watch later. So let's wait. I'll just rename it to menu table. Okay. And similarly, I will also take the stock table, sheet 1, load. And I will rename it to stock table. Now, why the name was not menu table and stock table? Why the name was sheet 1? Because if you open that, file, the sheet name was not defined, right? If you open this menu table, the file name is menu table, but the sheet name is sheet 1. Okay, and that is one of the reasons why automatically the table name was taken as sheet 1. So I have done this. Now menu table and stock table, I'm assuming Power BI has create relationships. I don't know. I mean, honestly speaking, I know what has happened behind, but I'm pretending that I don't know. Okay. Now what I will do is I will create a small table here. So in the table, I will take from menu table and stock table. Maybe from stock table, I will take the product name. How many products do we have? Okay, let me just increase the font a little bit. And I will take quantity. See, product name and quantity. Definitely the number is not correct, right? Because I don't know why. But there is an issue, right? Because product name is visible, quantity is also visible, but the numbers are not matching. This is not the quantity. So all the numbers are just showing one value because there is no relationship between these two tables. So what has happened here is there is no primary key in both these tables, right? When there is no primary key, by default, Power BI will not be able to understand that relationship. Okay. In short, if the cardinality is many to many, that means one particular column has multiple values in table 1 and that particular column in another table also has multiple values, that is called as a many to many cardinality. So that is the reason you can see there is no bonding between these two. They are separate, they are not related to each other. Now we will create a friendship between these two tables. Okay, now the friendship is based on product ID. I will click on this, drag it on this. I am still holding my mouse one. The moment I release it, it has popped up a window called as create relationship. Can we load all tables at once? Yes. Oh, this sheets, Excel sheets? No. Okay. So create relationships. You can use another data source also, file system data source you can use and get all the files at once. There are different techniques. So now we have opened up the create relationship window. Menu table, stock table. Done. You can see by default, this product ID is highlighted, right? I'm not touching anywhere. Can you spot out the product ID is highlighted? That means Power BI is able to understand that product code is the one based on which Mr. Satyajit is creating a relationship. And you can see the cardinality is also many to many. What does this mean? This means that it has product ID is multiple values in table 1 and multiple values in table 2. So the cardinality is many to many. So if you want to know more about it, Power BI relationship, simply type in, you will find a very good blog. That is the reason I tell people that Microsoft documentations are more than enough for you to get started with anything. Okay, so you can see in this card in this relationship page there is something called as cardinality, many to one. What does this mean? A many to one relationship is the most common or the default type of relationship. That means in one particular table you have primary keys and another table there are multiple values. For example, customer table has customer ID which is unique, and another one is order table. That means multiple customers can also buy multiple products, right? So that's many to one relationship. One to many or many to one, both are same. Okay, like you just have to change the tables, that's it. One to one means the column in one table has only one instance of a particular value and the other table is also having one instance. And many to many, with composite models you can establish a many to many relationship between tables, which removes requirements for unique values in tables. It also removes previous workarounds such as introducing new tables only to, okay, you can read about it. If I have to read everything, why do you need me, right? So we'll jump into this. So now I will create a relationship. You can see the relationship is created. Okay, so you can play around with it. I will also leave these two files with you. Now I am deleting the relationship. Okay, what I will do is I want Power BI to automatically detect the relationship. So in that case, what I will do, I will have to recreate another query. Let's say menu table and stock table. So I'll quickly duplicate it. Now menu table unique. Okay. That means I am having unique records here. Unique product ID. So I'll do right click, duplicate, remove duplicates. Done. My duplicates are gone. Now you can see each and every product ID is unique in nature. Okay. Now, if I want to have a relationship between menu table unique and stock table, if my menu table unique is the first table, stock table is my second table, that will be a one to many relationship. If stock table is my first table and menu table unique is my second table, it is many to one relationship. Now we will see whether Power BI has created some relationship or not. Power BI, I'll click on this. You can see the Power BI has automatically created a relationship. Between menu and menu table unique, it has created a relationship, which is quite obvious. I will delete it because I don't want to use this table. Between stock table and menu table unique, automatically this particular relationship has been created. If you double click on this, you will be able to see a many to one relationship. Why? Because stock table is your first table, menu table unique is your second table. If you want to change it, you can see one to many. Power BI automatically is able to understand the cardinality. Okay. Stock table, menu table unique, many to one. Okay. Now I'll go to my report, and here I will change from menu table quantity to menu table unique quantity. That's weird. Menu table unique and one second. Stock table and menu table, that should be okay. Why it is product name and quantity? Okay, something is wrong. Product name and quantity. Yeah. So it was summarizing. That was the reason it was showing like that. Let me just increase the size of the grid. Okay. So here you can see for Canon camera, there is no records in menu table. If you want to visualize the menu table, I can also help you visualize that. Let's say I'll just delete this one. Okay. You can see Canon camera 210x is not available here. That is the reason why this value is null, because it is not there. So now it is simply acting like a join statement, right? It is simply working as a left join, where your left table is stock table, right table is menu table unique. Okay. So this is nothing but join. Automatically Power BI is creating the relationship. So here I will just wind up the relationships. What is the time right now? 8 o'clock. I need a 5 minutes break, and then I will talk more about other topics. So give me 5 minutes break. I'll quickly have some water and I will be back. So we will be back at 8 5. Oh, this is 8 5, right? Yeah, 8 5. Okay, okay, I'm back. I see some questions in the chat box. How to do factless relationship? We'll not talk more about facts tables, dimension tables, and star schema. That will confuse a lot of people. Maybe some other day, but we are not covering that. Why you duplicated menu table? I duplicated menu table just to show that Power BI is able to identify the relationship if one of the tables has a unique column. That was the idea. Okay, so we will jump into the next topic, which is Power BI visuals. And one second.
Okay, so we will jump into the next topic.
Okay, so voice is coming properly. So the next topic is Power BI visuals. Now, what do you mean by visuals? Again, uh, this sometimes it is also asked in interviews, and this is a very common and a easy question that you might get in interviews. That what are the different building blocks in Power BI? What are the different type of visuals in Power BI? So the first visual for the first type of building block or the first type of visual is basically is nothing but a visualization. Okay, visualization is nothing but if I open Power BI, these are all your visualizations, right? Your pie charts, your bar charts, your God charts, all these are different type of visualizations. Second one is data sets. What is data sets? That means the data that you are using. The third one is reports. By default, when you create something in Power BI, that is published as a report. Okay, by default. Like oftenly I call my report as a dashboard. So whenever I build something, I call it a dashboard. But uh, that's a wrong statement. In Power BI, it is not called as dashboard, it is called as a report. Okay, so multiple combinations of multiple pages are basically called as reports. Dashboard is nothing but a summarized report. That means in your report, let's say you have five reports. Okay, here you have homepage, you have some customer summary, you have some other details, you have some other details, and you have some other details. Now, dashboard is simply nothing but a summarized report. That means you are only showing the summarized data here. That is nothing but a dashboard. In Power BI, you can also create a dashboard using your Power BI service in app.powerbi.com. Okay, here in tiles, what is a tile? Tile is simply, let's say, I'm I'm calling this one. This is a tile. Okay, that means a visualization is always created on top of a tile. This is my tile. You can increase and decrease your tile. If you start adding something here, that becomes a visualization. But this visualization is a bar chart. It is on top of a tile. Okay, that is the basic difference between tile and visualization. Why can't we replace with zero where values are not there? Yeah, you can do it. Oh, by default, why you are not able to see zero? By default you will not be able to see zero in Power BI. You have to deal with it. Okay, so these are the five building blocks. Visualization is nothing but a visual representation of data, which is called as visualization. For example, a chart or a graph which can be used to represent data visually. Okay, the second one is data set, which is nothing but a collection of data or information. Third one is reports, a collection of multiple visualization. This particular thing is nothing but a report. Okay, dashboard is a single page interface that uses the most important elements of a report to tell a story. How do we create a dashboard? Okay, it will be not good if we talk about dashboard and we don't create a dashboard, right? So I will quickly go to my Power BI. Now this is a report. Okay, if I full screen it, this is a report. How can I say this is a report? Go to your workspace, you can see tooltips. This is nothing but a report. Okay. Now imagine you want to create a dashboard. So let's say this is my report. I want to add this particular graph in my final dashboard. What I can do, I can simply pin my visual. If you click on this pin button, that means you want to pin this to a dashboard. Do you want to use an existing dashboard? This particular option is not highlighted because we don't have any existing dashboard in this particular workspace. Okay, so I'm going to create a new dashboard. Let's say dashboard, dummy dashboard. Okay, pin it. Pin to dashboard. The visualization has been pinned to your dashboard. You can now create a mobile layout to optimize your dashboard for mobile. Now I'll go to my this one. You can see dummy dashboard is created. Now this particular type is dashboard. This is a dashboard. Now if I click on this is how my dashboard looks like. I can play around with it. I can make it like this, make it like this, up to me. Okay, let's say I will make it like this. I want to add few more things here. Let's say I want to add something from this graph. I want to add this particular thing. Pin to existing dashboard dummy. So in a dashboard is simply nothing but not necessarily all the graphs belongs to a particular data set. This could belong to dataset 1, this could belong to dataset 2. Another graph could belong to dataset 3. Okay, so it's not mandatory that in your final dashboard everything should belong to one particular report or one particular data set. Okay, and you can play around with it. Let's say you want to drag it here, let's say like this, and you want to make it like this. Okay, in short, you can just do whatever you want to. Okay, and then you can publish it. So this is how your dashboard looks like. Building blocks of Power BI. This is your tile. So tile is nothing but on top of which there will be a dashboard or a report or a visualization. That backend, that background is nothing but a tile. We'll also talk about various Power BI charts. I think I will not talk more in a detailed manner about all these topics because many of you might already be knowing about bar charts, line charts, and all those things. Some people are who have joined this class might also be knowing about it. Some people might not be knowing about it. So you let me know if you want me to cover these things. Maybe I can pick one or two types and help you explain about them on how to build. But I think it's very easy. You just have to play around with it, and I think that should be okay. So let me just close all these things. I'll take my classic churn thing. Okay. So when you create a bar chart, you have to just simply drag your bar chart, and bar chart is very simple, right? You just know how you need to plot it. In your x axis, if you want gender, you simply add gender to your x axis. In your y axis, you want the value of these male customers, total count of these male customers, you just add the count of gender. If you want something else, you want the average age, just make it average age. Or you want the estimated salary, you just add estimated salary to it. It's up to you. So it's very easy to play around with graphs. Just make sure you start building them and just check out multiple options in the formatting options. You will be able to figure out. So these are different charts. 4 and 5, please explain. So this is a map, this is a funnel chart. So map, I don't have a data set where I will have latitude and longitude, so I will not be able to show a map. But it's maybe I will redirect it to another video or something like that. But I don't have a data set for map. Funnel chart is very simple. It's like it will show you a funnel kind of structure. It looks like a funnel, right? You can easily let's say you are analyzing a categorical variable, you can use a funnel chart. Let's say in your funnel chart, let's say you want to add gender in your group and values, something like this. So this is how your funnel chart looks like. The only thing in this map is that you need latitude and longitude, and that is one of the reasons I cannot show you. I don't have any data for latitude and longitude. Okay. God charts, cards, table, matrices. I think it's very easy as well. This is nothing but a table. Table is nothing but a table, right? You just have to add these columns and it will be able to show you something. Here, age is showing as this number because age is summarized. So don't summarize it. Credit card, if you also don't want to summarize credit card, you can do not summarize. Something like that. Card is nothing but if you want to show some numbers. So usually, let's say you want to create some numbers here. Let's say you want to add the total count of customer ID. So something like this. Data label, change it to none. So this is nothing but your cards, right? And you just change it as per your needs. Let's say you want to uh, add something else as a filter, you can add it as a filter. Advanced, basic, let's say 01 2037. For this one, maybe something like that. These are your cards. Okay, so you just play around with it, you will get to know. Yes, SQL sessions will be conducted in May second week. Okay, I will keep you notified on LinkedIn or on YouTube channel. Key performance indicators, or else it is also called as KPI. Now, what is KPI? KPI is simply if you want to analyze, let's say, what is the current month figures and how much impact it is having from the last month. Let's say 2.5% increase from the last month, or else 500 and 5% increase from the previous year. So these kind of charts are basically called as your KPIs, key performance indicators, KPI charts. There are something called as power KPIs, and there are various other KPI charts in Power BI, more than 10-15 charts. You can use them and you can create a visualization on that. Okay. What is a KPI? Try to understand this thing. A key performance indicator is a visual cue that communicates the amount of progress made towards a target. Okay, that means current versus target. When do we use it? When you have a target, or else you want to check the trend. What is the trend? The trend is increasing trend or decreasing trend, something like that. What are the requirements of KPI chart? One requirement is base measure. What is base measure? That means on which particular column or a measure you want to keep a base and then you want to analyze that. You also have a target measure. For an example, you have sales and you also have a target sales. In this kind of scenarios, you can use KPI charts or else threshold. You are setting a threshold that if the sales is greater than 1 million, that means I am kind of doing good. That's my threshold. So in those kind of scenarios also, KPI charts are very much used. Okay. Hmm. My neck is paining. Okay. So this is how a KPI chart looks like. You can see actual versus target by month. You are seeing a value and you are also seeing how much percentage it is deviating from the previous month and all those things. In your home page itself, there are two KPI charts that you can use. One is dual KPI, one is KPI. Okay. So I'll move into the Power BI part. So let me just, I have a data for KPI. Okay, so this is how my data looks like. I have my month number, I have my month, I have actual and target. Let's say my company has given my target as well. So this actual versus target is something that I have created in Excel, but I will not be using this particular column. Okay. So either you go to your transform and delete it, doesn't matter. But what matters is actual and target. So if you are having certain scenarios like this, you can use a KPI chart. Let's say I'm using KPI. So when I am using KPI, it is asking indicator. It is also asking trend axis. It is also asking a target goals. So what is the indicator? Let's say my indicator is month. Let's say, okay, I already have a KPI file. Maybe I'll open that because it will take a lot of time if I start creating from scratch. Where is KPI? Yeah, KPI demo. Oh shit, my bad. KPIs. Okay, so again it is asking for sign in. I just wanted to do a small announcement. I will forget. So this is one of my platforms. Basically, it's my friend's platform that has been recently launched. It's. I'm not asking you to take courses or something like that, but it's a good platform. That's the reason I'm telling you. Uh, Obviously, there are courses. My courses are there. Power BI courses are there because initially it was marked as around 500 or something, but I have added few hours of content, so it's like 8 hours of content here. In case you are willing to take courses, you can take courses from here also. But again, telling again and again that don't look at the cost. Okay, if you are dedicated enough, you can earn everything for free. My platform has been created in such a way that it will be free of cost. Why and how? I am definitely making a video on that, but before that, you can see there are multiple free courses as well. Free courses are simply nothing but various YouTube videos, right? These are some YouTube videos and these are some YouTube videos. Now, how to take these courses for free? The platform is created for bloggers. Okay, uh, I don't know if you know about blogging or not. People in India do blogging as in blogging. Okay, people in India do blogs, do write blogs, but they don't get paid for anything. So this platform is to incentivize the bloggers. You can see the leaderboard. So from June onwards, what we are doing is if the any of the users is in top 3, obviously me and the owner of the company and the employees of the company will not be considered in top 3. Any other members who are in top 3, they will be getting instant cash every month, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000. And how can you earn points? You can earn points by writing blogs and by reading blogs. For an example, let me just log in through my own ID. Let's say I have 252 points. Okay, see, I'm going to blog section, I'm going to random page, I'm clicking on a blog. Okay. Now, if you just click on it, still also you are getting 1 point. But the idea here is not to get the points. The idea here is to read blogs. Okay. Because there are multiple good blogs as well. Many people are writing these blogs passionately, and you can see you are getting each 1 point for each blog. There are more than 200 blogs right now on the platform, and there are more than 1000 blogs that will go live by the end of next 1 or 2 months. So in short, if you read all the blogs, you are getting 1000 points. On top of that, if you post a blog, you will also get 10 points for that. So you can accumulate all these points. Let's say I have 254 points. Now if I go to this particular course, I will be able to encash the entire points. That's the whole idea about this platform. Just wanted to tell you in case you want to explore. The whole idea is that if you haven't started writing blogs, start it, because this is one of the platforms that will fetch you money. If you are on top 3, from June onwards you start getting money from this platform. Okay, that's what I wanted to explain. Now jumping on to KPIs. So actual and target by month, you can see I have created multiple graphs here. Okay, and this graph is nothing but a KPI chart. In my indicator, I have my actual value. Okay, and my trend axis is my month, and my target goals is the target. Okay, if I am selecting, let's say, November, you can see November the goal is this, and there is a spike of 1.95% from the goal. Basically it means actual has exceeded the goal, the target, by 1.95%. If you are changing your attributes, something like that. Okay, let's say you are selecting April, June, Feb you have done a loss. So these are some scenarios where you can use KPI charts, and there are multiple other KPI charts as well. For an example, I will show you another KPI chart, which is will show you power KPI. Power KPI. So the moment you add, visual already exists. Okay, where is it exist? This one, power KPI. Where is power KPI? Ah, oh, sorry, my eyes. Okay, power KPI already exists. So what I will do is, oh, this is a power KPI. This is a power KPI. You can see this is a power KPI. Here I have access in my month, and I have my values in the actual, and I have my secondary values in the target. You can see when I'm clicking on this one, it is showing that this is June month. The variance is minus 3.6%. The actual value is this. The target is 250. That means we are minus 3.6% below the target value. Similarly, if you are on July, plus 2%. Same here. If you are on July, it is showing you plus 2% here, right? Same with power KPI. But these are just different ways of representing data. Sometimes your management will also be interested in these kind of scenarios where they want to, especially in sales analysis, especially in that, they will need a KPI chart to analyze the data where our actual and target is. Okay, so explore more about KPIs. In case you have any questions, you can let me know also. Moving on to the next topic, I have few more topics to cover. The next one is edit interactions. Okay, so edit interactions is nothing but one feature of Power BI which helps you to basically, for example, just imagine that you have multiple visualizations in your dashboard. Okay, just imagine your dashboard is like this. You have a slicer here, month, January, February, March, April, blah 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 blah. Okay, and you have some visualizations here, here, and here. Okay, now just imagine, for this particular graph, by default Power BI is dynamic in nature, right? That means if I select June, all the June data will be visible. If I select August, all the August data will be visible, right? It is dynamic in nature. But what if in some scenarios we don't want a particular visualization to get dynamically updated? That means I don't want this particular chart to update when the user is changing something. In that case, you can use edit interactions. So how can we edit interaction? Sorry, how can we enable edit interaction? I'll go back to, oh, I don't have anything. I'll open my Power BI desktop. Oh, why it is asking for sign in again and again? This is irritating. Okay, let's say I will create some, let's say I'll create a slicer first, and slicer I will create on top of payment method, let's say. Okay, there are multiple payment methods based on which I have created my slicer. Okay, and oh wait, I will create a border. Okay, done. Now I will create multiple other charts. Let's say I'm creating a line chart here. Sorry, we'll create two graphs here. Let's say gender in the axis, gender in the values. Here I will add border, border, and then last graph will be like this, which will have my line charts. Gender, gender, remove. Do we have tenure? Tenure. Okay, this is my graph. Now I, let's say if I select on mailed, you can see the values are changing, right? If I select on electronic, all the values are changing because all the graphs in, oh, give me a second, something is wrong. Everybody is able to hear me, right? Because I lost my connection on my phone. Tell me yes or no. Okay, 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 sorry. So irritating. So basically your Power BI is dynamic in nature. That means if you change something, automatically all the graphs are changed. Now just imagine you want to, guys, just give me 1 minute, there is something, just give me 1 second. Sorry guys, I am getting a call. 1 second. Okay, my bad. So in order to edit interactions, what you need to do is, let's say I'll go to my formatting options. Here I'll click on edit interactions. So now my edit interactions is active. You can see there is a symbol here, right? If I click on this, can you see the change? I'm changing my payment method. All the graphs are changing, but this particular graph is not changing. So this is nothing but your edit interaction. That means in case you are working on a particular dashboard or a report and you don't want that particular visualization to change dynamically on user selection, in that case you can simply go to formatting options, click on edit interactions. That will enable this particular option and just click on that. If it is dark in, it is like this, that means your edit interactions is disabled in this particular visualization. So a user, if it changes the payment method, doesn't really matter. Okay, so by default, whatever it is, it will be showing that. Okay, so this is all about your edit interactions. Now I will just save it. Edit interaction. Done. Edit interaction is done. 20 minutes left and so many topics are still there. So let's see how many topics we have. Formatting options. Okay, 10 minutes. Security. Oh, so many options are there. Okay, we'll see. Probably we'll try to extend a little bit, but let's see how it goes. For me, it's already late, but it's okay. So the next one is formatting options. Formatting options is simply nothing but how you format your visualization. Okay. So now what I will do is I will simply create another page. Let's say this is edit interactions. This one will be formatting options. Okay, formatting options. So formatting options basically means this one. Firstly, try to understand this. I think I have also shown this in the first class, but you might have forgotten. If you want to change something for this particular page, you want to add some color, you want to add an image, or you want to add something, you want to format something in this page, click anywhere on this page, then go to formatting option, then you can change everything. You can change the page information, you can change the page size, you can change the page background. Let's say you want a page background as this, you want to change the transparency, up to you. Okay, let's say I will give a darker theme and you want to give a transparency like this. Okay, up to you. It's up to you how you want to change it. If you want to add an image, you can add an image. Okay, so all these things are possible. So these are all your formatting options. Page background, page alignment. Where do you want to align, top or middle? Wallpaper, I think wallpaper is also same. I haven't used this feature. Oh, wallpaper. Okay, wallpaper is also very similar to background. I have never used this feature. Filter pane and filter cards. I don't know what is filter pane. Filter pane. What is filter pane? Oh, this one. Filter pane is the panel. Filter panel. It's up to you if you want. If you want to have a darker image or something, whatever it is, you can just format it. Now let's try to jump into one of these visualizations and I will explain you each and every formatting option. Okay, and rest is all about practicing. So the more you practice, it's not only about attending classes. Sir is giving for free, just attend it, that's it. No, it's not like that. You always have to practice it. If you don't practice, it's not going to be fruitful. And Power BI is not enough for you to get a job as a data analyst. You need multiple other skills as well. Come, because right now in the industry, the fight is too much. Many people are jumping into data science and analytics. There are still jobs, but the quality of the students, the skills, people are acquiring a lot of skills. So don't rely on Power BI only. Be a master in Power BI, then learn SQL, learn Excel, learn Tableau, learn some cloud technologies, and then you will be like the topmost, like from the HR point of view, you would be the most ideal candidate if you have all these skills. Okay, so let me just create a visualization using gender. Let's say we'll not take gender, we'll take something else. Payment method. Payment method, and I will add payment method in the values. Okay, something like that. Now just imagine you want to format this graph. If you want to format the background, you click on the background and then format it. If you want to format the visualization, click on the visualization and then go to formatting and format it. So each and every type of graph will have different options in formatting. If you want to see this, I will just capture the screen for a second. So this is how it looks for a bar chart. Okay, this is how it looks for a bar chart. Now if I just change it to a pie chart, you can see, okay, let me add something, gender and gender. You can see pie chart has also different options. You can see general is there, but x-axis is not there in pie chart, y-axis is not there, zoom slicers are not there, data colors are there, data labels are there. So there are something which will be common, like background, title, locking aspect ratio, all these things general, but each and every type of visualization will have a separate formatting option. So nobody can explain you all these things, and nobody can become a master in it. It's all about practicing. And nobody asks this question also, can you tell me what are the formatting options available in a bar chart? Nobody will ask that. Okay, so don't worry about it. It is all about the practical application. Let's say I want to change the background. So I want to give a background a lighter, maybe transparent. So I'll go to format, I'll just remove the background. Or else I want to give the background but as a darker shade, or maybe like this, or maybe like this, or maybe like this, or I just remove it. Done. Now I want all this text as white color. So I'll first go to title, change it to payment method distribution, and then go down, make it center, background color is fine, font color will be black, oh sorry, white. Okay, and font text size, maybe I'll just increase it a little bit for visibility. Font family, if you want to change it, you can change it, it's up to you. Okay, now I will change all these things, 2000, 1500, and your y-axis and your x-axis, right, and your labels. So I'll click on this, again go to formatting options, I'll go to x-axis, I'll change my color to white. I'll go to y-axis, I'll change my color to, oh, change my color to white. I will go to, wait, I'll go to zoom slicer, it's off. Data colors, I want lighter colors, maybe I can change it. Or else if you want to change it manually, you can change it also like this. You want to give different shades to different categories, you can give them. So it's up to you how you beautify your dashboard, you beautify your visuals. Data labels, do you want? Yes, I want, but color should be white. Right? All these things are possible. Title we already did. Tooltip, or tooltip is white. Maybe if you just hover, you can see this one. This is your tooltip. Okay. If you are doing it as pink, you can see your tooltip. Payment method and count of payment method is showing as pink, right? So these are the different options that are available. Okay, so this is how you format it. Luckily it looks good. Moving on to the next one, so just explore formatting options by yourself and you will be good. Okay. So many things to cover, right? So that is the reason I'm little bit speaking fast. In case you don't understand or I'm going little bit fast, there is always an option, you can just watch this video in offline mode, but watch it as soon as possible, because on 10th of April I'll make all these videos private. Okay. Security in Power BI. We'll try to understand what this scenario is and why do we require security in Power BI, and then I will talk about a concept called as row level security, which we call it as RLS, row level security. Okay, I'll give you a quick example on this particular scenario. Imagine you are working in a very big company. Okay, uh, this is your company, company X. Okay, now your company has different data centers. They have data centers in Germany, they have data centers in HK, data centers in India, data centers in Philippines. Now, you as a data analyst or as a business analyst has been given a task to create a dashboard, and you start creating a dashboard. Now your dashboard has some graphs like this, some graphs like this, something like that, right? And some slicers here. This is how your dashboard looks like. And it is having all the information of Indian users, Philippine users, Germany users, and HK users, right? Because you have combined all the data and created the dashboard, right? What if the Indian users, or else we'll take Hong Kong users, what if your Hong Kong users have raised a complaint that, you know what, in the dashboard my information is shown publicly? That means if the Philippine user is accessing, if the Philippine user is accessing the dashboard, he is also able to see the HK users information. Now this is something called as data breach, right? You cannot simply show another country's information to another country. Multiple countries maintain their data privacy policies, right? And it's crime if you don't maintain data privacy. So what will happen in this scenario? You as a data analyst are simply messed up, right? I was not getting the correct keyword. I was getting another keyword, vulgar keyword. But you are simply messed up, right? You are kind of in a mess. Now what you will give? What the solution you will give? Because Philippine users is able to see Hong Kong data. German users are also able to see Hong Kong data. Indian users are also able to see Hong Kong data. Of course, Philippine users are also able to see India's data as well, because the dashboard is a very generic dashboard. It contains all the user information. Now, this is a concern that has been raised to your data scientist team or to your data analytics team. What will be the solution? You are being given this task. Hey, Sat, you know what? This is the system right now, and this is a mess. Try to solve it. So, an idiotic approach will be creating 4 dashboards: one on Philippines data, one on India's data, one on Germany's data, and one on Hong Kong's data, right? So, you create 4 dashboards. What is the problem in this? Maintainability is an issue. Maintenance is an issue because you have to maintain 4 dashboards, right? Another issue is computational power. If you have 4 dashboards, that means your storage space is more. 4 dashboards will take more space to store, right? So a lot of things will be there. And why do we need 4 dashboards? It's redundant to have 4 dashboards, right? Doesn't really make sense. This is not a good solution. This is an idiotic solution. And this is where your row level security comes into picture. So there is a concept called as row level security, which Power BI gives you. You can simply create the same dashboard, and you can restrict the users to see the dashboard as per their country specific data. For example, Philippines user comes in, you can restrict the data only for the Philippines users. So Philippine users will only be able to see the Philippines data. Indian users will only be able to see the India's data. This is possible in Power BI using this concept called as row level security. Okay, concept is clear. Data breach and all those things. Now you have a very good story, right? In case you are asked in interviews, you give this story, right? Stories are more important. Theoretical and practical knowledge is still okay, right? This is the story. Now, how do we solve it? Like, as in, how do we implement it? So I'll quickly open my Power BI. I'll just save it. Do I have a row level security? Maybe we'll again create from scratch. Guys, today's class will be extended for probably 20-30 minutes. So I think it should be okay for you. But in case you want to drop it, you can drop it. Later on, you can watch the videos. It's up to you. Anyways, my time is 11:20. So it's even more late for me, but I'm okay. Because I'm getting views, no? Just kidding. किधर गया this one telecode short इसमें geography है, right? Oh, we don't have geography here. Let me get the other table, other data. Churn modeling. So we will be using this churn modeling data, which is nothing but uh, 1000 10,000 records, and this has geography: France, Spain, Germany, and all those things. So loading. So let's load it, and again create something. Let's say we'll quickly create. I'll quickly create some dashboard. Why it's taking a lot of time to. Guys, if you're liking the stream, please like the video, please share it among your friends after the class is over, and make sure you subscribe. I think most of you have subscribed. Okay, let's say I will use dark background. I'm liking it. Okay, I'll just name it as home, and I'll start creating something. Again, some random things I will create. I'll quickly format it. Da, 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 da. Background data colors, I'll give it as yellow. I like yellow. This one and this one. What else? Title is also gender distribution. Okay, and then make it center, make it font color white. Should be okay. That's it. And then what else? General default colors. I think everything is fine. Visual headers. Labels. Where is labels? Can you see data labels? No, not data labels. Background is off. Tooltip. Okay, whatever it is. So this gender and count of gender, I'm not getting it. There should be somewhere here. Let's not waste time. Okay, you can just figure this out. In case you are not able to, maybe we can check on the WhatsApp group also. So let's say I have created few visualizations here, and I'll probably create another here. So these are my three graphs that are. I'll give a border. I'll give a border. Okay, something like this. And here I will change my graph to this one. So let's say age and age. Okay, and yeah, this one maybe I'll change from gender to, let's say, estimated salary. I want. Ah, what I am doing? Gender in my axis, estimated salary in my values, and I will make it sum. Okay. For an example, this one. Okay, I'll just change my title a little bit. Salary distribution, and this one is age, right? Age distribution. Title, age dist. Okay, something like that. Now use Q&A. So now what I will do is I will start creating your row level security. Okay. So let's imagine I will have a small slicer also. I'll add a slicer here. Where is my slicer? This is my slicer. And my slicer will have geography, let's say. Okay. Okay, let it be black. You can change it later on. This is my slicer. Now just imagine you want to restrict the data. So France people will only be able to see the France data. Germany people will only be able to see the Germany data, and Spain will only be able to see the Spain data. How can we implement it? We can simply implement it by going to the modeling part, go to the modeling part, and then click on manage roles. Okay, click on manage roles. So you will be able to open the roles. Create a role. Let's say I want to create a role for France users. Add a filter, geography equals to France. If I click on save, my role has been created. Okay, you can see the original data 5.5k male and 4.5k female. Okay, France data 2.8k and 2.3k. Now we will view this report as France users. If you click on this, this is how France will see. All the France users will be able to see this. So they don't know what is the total gender distribution. For them, the gender distribution is this one, which is relevant for France. They are also not able to see the different other countries as well. Okay, stop viewing it. In case you want to create another one for Germany, you can also create that. Add filter, geography equals to Germany. Click on save. If you want to view as Germany, this is how Germany users will see. Germany users, there are very few users in Germany, 1300 users male and 1100 female. Similarly, if you want to create multiple geography, let's say you want to create France or Germany. So what we can do, simply go to this one, geography equals to France. I'll just copy this, or geography equals to Germany. Should work. Click on tick. Oh, this the syntax is not correct. So or replace it with pipe. Okay. So pipe is nothing but or. Okay. If you click on save, now this is France and Germany. Now if you view them, France or Germany, now this is how France and Germany looks like. And this is nothing but your row level security. Now, how do you give access to the users? Now you have created the dashboard, which is okay, but how will you give the access to a specific user? Let me just format it quickly because it looks bad. Outline, slicer header, and then items. Huh, okay, now this is your graph. Okay, so let's say this one. Okay, now what I will do is I'll publish it. So I will publish it, and then let me just save it. Row level security, publish it. So I'm publishing my entire dashboard. Okay, let me just uncheck it and then publish it. Okay, I will publish it. Why it is asking for the email ID again and again? I'm really pissed off. I think my system needs a restart. will publish it in YouTube classes. Got it? Now I will go to my YouTube classes, and now where is my RLS? Where is RLS? Okay, so RLS is here. You can see this is my report. Okay, so you can see the report is visible for everybody, but we haven't implemented that row level security in the backend. So dashboard wise we have created, but now our next step is, see, I have now created my final dashboard, but now my next step is to give access to these users, right? So that is major thing. So how can we do that? Simply go to your data set, go to security. When you go to security, you can see multiple options are visible. These are all the options that we have created here, right? If you manage roles, 3 roles are created, right? France or Germany, France and Germany separately. So all these threes are created, but it is showing as 000 because none of the users have been added here. Now this report is visible to me, everything is visible to me. Why? Because I am the admin of this particular workspace. Now just imagine I want to give this access to one of my France users. So I'll click to security, I'll click on France, and then here I will start typing somebody's email. Let's say I will start typing one of my teammates' email, and then click on add, save. Now when this particular lady opens her app.powerbi.com, she will only be able to see the France data. I cannot demonstrate that because I do not have her password. But if she logs in, she will only be seeing like this. And Germany and Spain will not be visible here. She will she will be seeing something like this, exactly like this, exactly like this. Okay, this is all about row level security. Many people know how to implement it in Power BI desktop. Many people does not know how to set it up. So this is how you set it up. You have your report, you have your dashboard. Click on these 3 dots on your sorry. You have your report, you have your data set. Click on these 3 dots on data set, go to security, and here you can keep on adding your users. Okay. And based on that, the users will have their separate access. So this is nothing but your row level security. One of the most important features in Power BI, one of the most important questions in interviews, and one of those questions which people know that interviewers ask, but they still don't answer it. So make sure you read more about this particular concept. Okay. So we'll jump into the last topic, administration, and then we'll talk about different roles and data visualization. Anyways, we are not covering EDA. So EDA, I think everybody has already got EDA videos. If you don't know, or if you have not seen the EDA videos, probably just go to my channel, and you will be able to see the EDA videos. If you go to my channel, if you, even if you don't go to channel, you can simply go to YouTube, just search Satyajit EDA, you will be able to get. So this is one of the EDA videos that is must. Before joining the next class, which is 10th of April, I recommend you to go through this video. There is 50% chances that I might conduct this particular session, live session, on 6th of April, but there is no guarantee. Okay, so don't rely on that. Go through this video, it's a 2 hours video, and be prepared for the 10th April. Okay, because we will be creating dashboard, so in that we will be using some EDA concepts as well. Okay, so today I'll try to wind it up in 10 minutes because it's already overtime. Okay, so the last topic of today's class is going to be administration options. Now, administration is simply nothing but how do you want to administer your Power BI dashboards or reports. Okay, the whole idea is which user should have which permissions, right? Let's say you're working in a team of 5 members. One is your manager, three are developers or three are Power BI analysts, and one is an external user. Okay, external user or maybe a tester. I'm just giving an example, tester. Okay, so for these three definitely need edit access, right? Because they need to edit the reports. Manager does not need edit access, right? So you can give manager the viewer access. External tester, again, tester also needs a viewer access. And there is another one guy, maybe 6 person, one of them will be an admin. Okay, that means he or she has created this workshop. Maybe somebody who is senior to your manager, or maybe your manager as well. The whole idea is there are different options that can be given to administer. So the different options in Power BI are admin, which is the highest role. Admin can do everything. Admin can add admins, admin can add members, admin can add admin can okay, admin can add member, admin can add a contributor, they can add a viewer as well. Members are second to admin, that means they are kind of admin because they also have every access. They have view access, they have edit access, and they have delete access as well. Members can add contributors, members can add viewers, members cannot add admins, members cannot add members. Okay, next comes contributors. These are nothing but the data analysts or the senior data analyst who are kind of contributing in the dashboards. They will have view access and they will have edit access. And this viewer, this is bichara, so he has nothing. He can only view the reports, that's it. He will not have edit access. So could be somebody, maybe your external users or somebody where you don't want to give edit access, they can be given this viewer access. These are all about different options in Power BI. So this is a very beautiful link. Anyways, I'll not be able to pass on this particular file, but I will tell you where to find this link from. Power BI administration. If you simply type in Power BI administration, you will be able to get the link. Okay. Here, if you scroll, okay, here we don't have administration, admin versus member. If you just search these things, I think, yeah, understanding different roles. This is something, not even this one. Where is that? Yeah, roles in the new workspace. Here. Yes, this one. So this one, maybe I'll leave this link in the description below where you can check it out. But yeah, roles in new workspaces. Okay, these are the various different roles, and you can see what are the capabilities. Update and delete the workspace. So you can go through it. It's nothing fancy, and you don't need to memorize it also. Simple terms, if you just memorize what I just explained you, that admin is a overall boss, and members are second boss, contributors are us, the developers, the analysts, the data scientists, and viewer are could be your external clients where you want to give the view access. Okay, that's all about this particular thing, but I will show you the practicals of the administration, how to have the administration. And just imagine this is your workspace, right? YouTube classes, right? You can see there is a three button here, three dots. Click on these three dots, go to workspace access. If you click on workspace access, you can see this particular candidate is a member. I am an admin. Now, as I am an admin, I can remove this guy, and this guy does not work for my company anymore. I will just remove it. That's it. Now let's say I want to add somebody else, Reshma. I want to add her in this particular workspace. So far, if Reshma is logging, then she will not be able to see this YouTube classes workspace. Okay. So if I add her, now I define what is the role that I want to give. Admin, member, contributor. Let's say she's a contributor, add it, and she will be able to see all these things. She will be able to edit all these things as well. She will have this edit option as well. Okay. So that is all about this thing. One more, yeah, I think there are few topics which are not covered, which is your scheduled refresh, gateways. Probably while we teach on the 10th of May, I will cover that because we are already out of time. So let's take questions, 2 or maybe 5 more minutes for questions. So let's take questions, guys. So let me just give me 2 more minutes so that I can watch out the entire. Hi, give me a second. Stop screen sharing. And let me watch out the comments or the chat. Give me a second. Let me watch it from the beginning. Okay. Can you please say the difference between premier and free user? Premium is basically used by big organizations where more than 1000, 2000 people are going to use Power BI, and free user is a free user. Like, what is this question? Free user will not be able to do anything. Publishing and all those things are not possible in free user. You will only be able to create visualization. That's it. Okay. So free, Power BI Pro and Power BI Premium are the three different options, and they have their own differences. Can I use tooltip sheet for more than one report, or do I need to create different tooltip? No, you can create, you can use one tooltip sheet for more than one report. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? How to get added to the group? Okay. I think I already answered about the WhatsApp groups. You can find the links in the description below, and you can watch it out. Can we load all Excel files or all tables at once? If you are manually selecting if you are manually selecting an Excel notebook option, then no. If you are selecting a file system, then yes, you will be able to do it. Why you duplicated menu table? I think I already answered this, Prashant, on the go. How to do factless relationship? We are not covering that. Fact tables, dimension tables, we are not covering all these things. Data modeling and all those concepts. Why can't we replace with zero where values are not there? We can do that. Can you explain how we can handle those values which are not present? Uh, okay, maybe it will take a little bit of time for that. So right now, immediately no. But if you are a part of the WhatsApp group, probably I will give an answer by tomorrow. Okay. Sir, will you conduct a session on SQL? Yes, conduct. Yes, we are conducting SQL sessions also. It's going to be from May second week. Okay. Use Q and A. Okay, thank you to create a dashboard or report. Okay. How to find networking days excluding weekends, Saturdays and Sunday using DAX? So there are multiple options to do that. There is a feature where you can extract the number of days, right? So sorry, the week number. So there is a DAX function called as week number. You can use that to extract the week number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and based on that you can exclude the Saturdays and Sundays details using a filter. That is possible. Yes, gateway was not seen because we had so many topics today. So probably I'll give you a brief idea about gateway in the next class. So we'll start with gateways and scheduled refresh in the next class, probably 15-20 minutes, and then we'll jump into the live dashboard. Okay. Sir, is MIS executive, MIS analyst, advanced Excel same as data analyst? Will joining in such position help in future growth? Yeah, it will help you. So don't worry about it. The analyst keyword is more important in the job roles. So if you have that, which you are already saying, executive or analyst is completely okay. And as you will be working in advanced Excel, which could also need you to work on VBA, macros, and all those things, that is not mandatory for data analyst, but it's a plus. So if you are good enough in that, it's going to be good. So nothing to worry about. Okay, is there a way to secure the API key in Power BI? I don't. You want to connect using Python? So yes, there is a way, but again, I will not be able to tell that in just 1 or 2 lines. We'll see. Post all these questions in the WhatsApp group as well, and I will see if I get some time. I can record a few videos on these kind of topics and publish it. Okay. What is the capacity in Power BI service? I have no idea. Sorry about it. How can I join your WhatsApp group? You can join your. The links are already in the description below, so you can join. What should be a DAX query to show multiple selected customer names in a card from a slicer? DAX query to show multiple selected customer names, as in, like, you want to show multiple, as in, you want to show a particular customer name in a card dynamically using a slicer, or let's say you are selecting Jan, and for that particular month of Jan there are 5 customers, you want to show all the 5 customer names in the card. What is your query? Can you rephrase it? Okay. Is click also, till the time you are question, maybe I will see others. Is click also a visualization tool? Yes, click is also a visualization tool. Click is there, Alteryx is there. I think multiple names on one particular card. It is possible if you I need to think about it. I have never done it. There will definitely be a way. What I think is, I think it's possible. Maybe I'll just explore it, and I will let you know. It's possible. Hmm. Anybody else has any questions? 39 people are still watching, guys. Thank you for being in the stream for the till the end. That's great. So next class is going to be very important for people, because all our learnings we will be using to create our first dashboard. You cannot. I will not entertain one-to-one mentoring, but definitely if you are a part of the WhatsApp group, maybe you can post this question, and I will try to answer that in the group itself. Okay. So that's it about today's class. Thank you all for joining in, and next class we'll be probably talking about the dashboard. In case I have a session on 6th on EDA, which is 50-60% likely, probably I'll notify you on WhatsApp. So make sure you join the WhatsApp groups right now. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all for tuning in. See you in the next live session. And yeah, keep sharing this information with others. It's very, I think on before day one, many people posted it on various LinkedIn platforms, various profiles, but I don't see that often in the recent days. It's a request if you can frame up a very good LinkedIn message giving all my day one, day two, day three links, and probably using one of the images and probably posting it on LinkedIn. If you want, you can tag me as well. That will help me get more people to join my classes as well, because it's free of cost. What I'm getting is just views and likes, that's it. I'm not getting thousands and thousands of cash uh, just by doing free classes. Okay, how to join WhatsApp group? The link will be in the description below. Okay, you can join that. Don't spam in the chat box. Okay, guys, see you. Thank you all for joining in. See you tomorrow, not tomorrow, maybe on Wednesday or maybe on Sunday. That's it. Thank you. Bye bye.